What's up? You might be wondering what's going on. Well, one thing that's going on is it's past your bedtime, isn't it? What are you doing awake right now? I'll tell you what I'm doing awake right now. I'm putting on a sleep challenge. It starts tomorrow. And if you're having a hard time going to sleep, you need to sign up. Just DM the word sleep to me, and I will give you over 14 days everything I know about getting more sleep in less time, teaching yourself to go to bed earlier than you want to, wake up earlier than you want to, or go to bed later than you want to. How to move your sleep time, every sleep trick, hack I know of, including why my room looks like this. I do not actually work at a house of ill repute. Although sometimes vegans have called my restaurant that. And I'm not in a submarine. What's going on is it's past sundown. There's a beautiful lightning storm outside up here on Vancouver Island. And I am teaching my body that, hey, it's dark, yet I can still look at my phone. And how am I doing this? Well, I have some glasses that are called True Dark. I started the company, filed the patents, did the circadian biology research to figure out what I could do. And I've put some true light bulbs around my room that are part of that same company. And you can set them to red at night so that, what do you know? Red takes away not just blue, but the other colors that hack your eyes. That's just one of many, many hacks you can do. A lot of hacks don't require any kind of cool sunglasses or anything else. They're just changes in your practices that let you get more sleep in less time. Doing this because, well, there's a pandemic on, in case you haven't noticed. Sleeping makes you harder to kill. It lowers inflammation. It does all kinds of good things. And as of now, no web pages have been banned for talking about sleeping. But you never know. So I'll answer some questions for you now. And in the meantime, just take a second and DM me the word sleep, and I'll send you a link to the sleep challenge for the next 2 weeks. I'm teaching everything I know, not just the stuff you read in my books, not just the stuff on my blog, but everything. All the little things I never thought of. 2 one-hour Q&As with me, a private membership group just for us, this large community of people who are going to work on our sleep together. It includes some free technology that you can use just on your phone that'll track your sleep, and I'll tell you all the good trackers, all the bad trackers, everything else. So if you want to save yourself dozens and dozens of hours of clicking around and reading everywhere and still not knowing what you're doing, let me guide you. I've tracked my sleep for 14 years. I'm from being a bad sleeper to a good sleeper. I'm here to help. All right, Juniors, what's up? Here's Shankar. You're a big fan. Thanks, man. Let's see, Mario, welcome. 7 a.m. in Germany. All right, Patrick, what are you doing up? It's the middle of the night, 7 a.m. Shouldn't you sleep in? Just kidding. Good morning, Germany and most of Europe. Oh, John, you're just reading my replies to people in my last post on the main page. I have so much fun replying to people. Sometimes people get really mad. And it's not my intent to make people mad. It's my intent to help people. But sometimes I will tag things vegan that maybe aren't, because I was a raw vegan, and I'll tell you, want to wreck your sleep? Be a vegan for a long period of time and just track your sleep quality and your heart rate variability. They'll be like, they just go down. It's predictable and reliable. All right. Sleep. Hey, Leonard, you got to do the direct message. If you do it in the comment thread here, my thing that responds to you can't do it. So just hit me a direct message, like a private message. I probably should be watching the fighting show, but I didn't know it was on because I'm kind of a dork. I tend to read PubMed instead of watching whatever the latest fight is, unless I'm ringside, in which case it's like, wow, that's cool. Oh, wow. Here's, let's see, Hyodalchem, sleep induction mat. So good. This is a product I made for Bulletproof. The sleep induction mat was one of our first products. And it's this mat that has spikes on it, and you lay down on it, and it actually knocks you out before bed. I love that thing. Lots and lots of people have that. That's probably a 10-year-old sleep hacking product, now maybe 8 years old or something. Arthur, hit me up on the DMs with the sleep. I can't respond to the things here, otherwise I'd send the same thing to everybody. It would get annoying. All right, can you use inner fuel if you're having a yeast or candida overgrowth? You bet. It doesn't feed candida, but it feeds the bacteria that fight candida. You might also consider Saccharomyces boulardii, which is a type of yeast that fights Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is what's probably causing your problem. Stuart, red light. That's exactly right. For sleep, these are the True Light bulbs. I don't know if the colors are going to come through there. That's actually red, and I'm wearing the True Light glasses, or the True Dark glasses, actually. Marianne, what's Bulletproof coffee? Hope 1 a.m. or hope you're saying the right word. You are indeed. Bulletproof Coffee is a movement. It's a religion. Okay, it's not a religion. It is a movement. It's special coffee beans that don't make it crash, grass-fed butter, and a kind of coconut oil extract called MCT oil. You blend them together. People have lost about 1 million pounds on the Bulletproof diet. We've done a couple 100 million cups of Bulletproof coffee. There's a company that goes by that name, and man, I've lost 100 pounds. It's good stuff, but don't drink it before bed. It's bad. Drink it before 2. Arthur, sleep. Let's see. Post the podcast with Cameron George on my Instagram page. People need to know. All right. I'll post a link to it anyway, or at least like a little excerpt from it. I just did a podcast with Cameron about kava, and kava is one of the potential sleep hacks. In fact, I'll be taking some kava oil before bed tonight because it helps me with sleep. There's so many cool things you can do. I went from like 10 minutes of deep sleep a night and 10 minutes of dream sleep, even if I slept 8 hours, to last night I slept 5 hours, 45 minutes. And I got 2 hours and 5 minutes of deep sleep and an hour of REM sleep. And I probably should have slept more, but I woke up early and I did a sauna and I meditated. And I was like, all right, I'm fine with that. I didn't set an alarm. I just woke up naturally because that was all the sleep I needed. And you can do it. You can actually get better sleep and more sleep in less time than most people. And that frees up hours a day. Your inflammation goes down, you feel good. And I want people to know that. Tom, there was a strong shadow where there is much light. Is that like a comment about my lighting in here? Or a Yoda quote, whatever it is. I like it. You got 4 kids, no time for this. Wish you had it. You know what? Here's why hacking your sleep is really important with kids. I know your age is Tom, or why am I calling you Tom? Because it just says McNutt. I feel like your name should be Tom. Anyway, I started really getting serious about this when my second child was born. Because if you set up a sleep environment for your children when they're babies, they will stay asleep. And if you set the lighting right in your bathroom for your kids when they wake up, they'll go back to sleep and stay asleep, and then you can sleep. And if you wake up to nurse and you know the tricks, did you know that night milk has melatonin and morning milk has hormones that wake you up, like cortisol? So if you give morning milk that's pumped to a baby at night, you will not sleep all night. Yeah, that's a sleep hack for you. Any new parents on here, you got to know that. That isn't actually part of the sleep challenge, but that's what you learn in the Q&A sessions that I'm doing on the sleep challenge. Guys, I really care about this stuff. I'm kind of weird. All right. Heather Lee just signed up. Thank you. Ving Vodka wants to hand deliver me some Ving. Sounds like a plan. Let's wait till travel can happen again. Let's see. Have I tested the flicker on those lights on T-Tropes? They're designed for low flicker by space station designer types. And if you put them on a dimmer switch, they actually turn to a dimmer, to like a more of a sunset kind of color. At least one. The other model actually, just you turn the switch. It's a remote control that does that. But these are not, these are high speed lights. They're not those annoying low flicker things that give you a headache. How to get to sleep if you accidentally drank Bulletproof coffee. If you drink Bulletproof coffee, you'll never need sleep again. That solves that problem. Now, it might just be hard to get to sleep if you have coffee. I can go to sleep after coffee, but generally you're not going to get good quality sleep. You could push the GABA. If you just drank it, you could take a bunch of charcoal and try and absorb the caffeine. GABA, caffeine, L-theanine. But generally, you're probably just not going to have a great night. Benzodiazepines, maybe? It's probably not going to be a good night. And I don't recommend sleep medications usually. Luke, recommendation on a good sleep hack book? Yes, Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. By the way, podcast with Matthew Walker coming up very shortly on Bulletproof Radio. That is a profoundly good book. All right. By the way, if you're noticing my incredibly stylish hair, it looks like something about Mary hair. I actually have electrode goop in my hair because I've been doing neurofeedback most of the day with the 40 Years of Zen neuroscientist. So I've been in all sorts of altered states in order to improve the way my brain works. It seems like it's working. All right. Oops, another question from someone. Let's see. Right on Sydney. Oh, Ving is on the island. Cool. I'll get some of that. All right. Not sleep related, but dealing with yeast candida. Is it okay? I already answered that one for you. Are the Q&As viewable later if you miss them live? They will be on the private Facebook group that's a part of the sleep challenge. So just DM the word sleep to me and I will totally take care of you guys. That is that's my goal here, is just to share this knowledge. There's no reason you should be getting a bad night's sleep. There's always a fix for the 3 a.m., the 4 a.m. wake ups. We know how to do that. There's very few people who can't fix their sleep problem. And there's a lot of things that are just not obvious. For me to be able to triple my REM sleep and double my deep sleep after years of tracking my sleep and just playing with this, it was a big deal. And I've tested all these things on other people. The things that I make the sleep induction mat, which I don't think I talk about in it. And I make Bulletproof sleep mode, which is a sleep formula I formulated. I mention it, not required, any of that stuff. There's just tons of hacks. There's tons of stuff from all over the place. And tons of things that are just changes you make that aren't around getting anything. And I save you a ton of money on this thing. Any of the stuff that I mentioned, all those companies are kicking in a discount for you. So generally you save more than the cost of the challenge itself. So I've been working on this for a while. I'm pretty stoked to share it with you. Hey, from Denver. Yeah, you're up late, man. It's time for sleep. There's LA in town from Culture Row. Let's see. Just curious. Do I have an awesome sleep app on? Can I still have your phone in airplane mode? Yes, Doug. If you sleep with your phone off of airplane mode, it's because you're a bad person. Okay, not really. It's because you're a bad sleeper. Your phone should be on airplane mode if it's in your bedroom. El Paso, Texas. Hey, I spent a lot of time in Las Cruces. My grandparents used to live there. Am I getting the thunder and lightning? I am. It's pretty awesome up here. There's just like every 5 minutes or so big flashes in the sky. You know what, Arthur, your question about does red light therapy device damage the eyes or can have benefits? A study recently came out that said that exposing your eyes to, funny enough, exactly the frequency of red light that I use in the products for True Light and in the bulbs around the house, even with the glasses, reduces aging in the eyes. So, strangely enough, I have, according to the last really detailed exam, I have none of the age-related changes they expect to see in reduction of flexibility of the eye that are supposed to happen, and I'm still 20/15 in both eyes, which is remarkable. I did get surgery in 1997 on my eyes, LASIK surgery. I went to 2015, and from there I degraded to about 20/60 in both eyes and developed astigmatism. Did eye exercises, grew them back, put them back in shape, have been taking my supplements and doing all the stuff I talk about, including at nighttime, it's red. I read under red light, and my eyes are healthier than anyone I know who's in my age. And what's my age? My age is roughly 28%. I'm going to live to 180. You can do the math. Supplements for kids. There's a post on my Instagram page. Just look for a picture of my daughter with some weird, like, Burning Man looking arrangement of vitamins in front of her. I tell you what people take. Wendy Abel says vegan is bad. I'm not going to argue. It comes from a desire to do good for your health, for the world, or for animals, and it does none of those three, which is why it's mean. It's kind of like diet soda. Diet soda makes you fat, but you thought it was to make you thin. The vegan diet, well, doesn't do any of the things they tell you it does. True Dark are on Amazon. Yeah, the glasses are definitely there. All right. True Dark, 8 hours per night. Myth or truth from Sebi DDD. It's a myth. The study of sleep that is probably the most detailed out there was 1.2 or 1.3 million people over 3 years conducted in the 80s. You need about that many people to be able to tell the difference between 6.5 versus 7.5 versus 8 hours of sleep. They had so much data they couldn't crunch it using computers back then. So it sat in a basement until someone with a modern computer crunched the data. And they said, wow, people who sleep 6.5 hours a night live longer than people who sleep 8 hours a night. So I published a post about that, pissed a bunch of people off about 8 years ago on my blog. And I'm like, no, really, you can sleep better in 6.5 hours. Healthy people need less sleep. I'm not telling you to sleep less. Since then, 4 other studies have come out confirming that, including a meta-analysis. Bad news, you need 9 hours of sleep a night. You're not healthy. We can fix that. And it's a health issue. And so if you're like me, you sleep 9 hours and you feel like garbage. Well, when I was vegan, that happened. When I was sick and not a vegan before that, it happened from toxic mold. So it's okay. You can hack all that stuff. So there's nothing wrong with needing more sleep right now. It's that your body isn't as resilient. It can't recover quickly because your toxin load's too high or there's something else going on. I'm not going to cover all of that just in this 14-day challenge, but I'll teach you how to sleep. And if you want to learn how to eat, how to make your brain work right, I've written whole books about those. And there's about 2 years worth of of college degree in terms of lectures, if you count a podcast as a lecture, and all of the 3,000 articles I've written for you for free in the 5 books. So guys, I love this stuff. It's here for you. I'm going to ask you one more time. Sign up. It starts tomorrow. You can join late if you want to, but just DM the word sleep to me. I'll send you the link. Sign up before you go to bed. And just for the next 2 weeks, let me teach you how to sleep like a boss. It's totally doable. And at the end of this thing, you'll have this whole private Facebook group where you can talk with other people who are working on specific things like you're working on. And you'll be able to tell your friends, I slept with Dave. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Get some sleep.